attended my sister's gender reveal party. She handed me the ultrasound proudly. Isn't she beautiful? I'm a radiologist, 17 years of training, board certified. I've read over 12,000 ultrasounds in my career. I can spot problems the way most people read street signs. And what I saw on that printout made my blood run cold. The shape was completely wrong. The density was off. What my sister Emma thought was her baby profile wasn't a profile at all. It was something solid where nothing solid should be. But I kept my face neutral. Where'd you get this done? That new place in the shopping center? Bundle of Joy Imaging. They do 3D pictures and give you champagne after. Not a hospital. A strip mall boutique. I found her husband Greg in the kitchen. We need to talk. Now. He laughed. What? Gonna lecture me about Emma's diet again? That's not a baby on that ultrasound. The beer bottle froze. What? The mass is solid. Dense. Babies aren't solid. They're mostly fluid. What's on that scan is wrong. Everything about it is wrong. But she felt it kick. Large masses cause movement sensations, pressure shifts. It feels like kicking, but it's not. So what is it? I don't know. Could be a fibroid. Could be a cyst. Emma needs a real scan at a real hospital. Tonight, we went back to the party. 50 people in the backyard. Pink and blue everywhere. A giant balloon floating in the center. Emma took her position. Ready to find out if we're having a little princess or a little prince? 3. I should stop this. 2. I should say something. 1. The balloon popped. Pink confetti exploded everywhere. Emma burst into tears. A girl, we're having a girl. I watched the confetti settle and felt my heart shatter. 2 hours later, I made my excuse. Family emergency. Greg needs to drive me. We drove straight to Mercy General. I'd called ahead. Dr. Rachel Chen was waiting. They took Emma back within 20 minutes. The scan showed a mass the size of a cantaloupe. Solid, dense, growing from her left ovary. Not a baby. Never was. Emma stared at the screen. Where's the heartbeat? When I went to Bundle of Joy, they let me hear it. Dr. Webb's voice was gentle. There is no heartbeat. What they played was probably a recording. You're not pregnant. You have an ovarian tumor that needs to be removed immediately. But I felt her move. That was the tumor pressing against your organs. I'm so sorry. She looked at me. You knew. At the party. You knew. I suspected. I wasn't certain until now. Why didn't you say something? Because you deserve those last few hours of happiness. Emma grabbed my hand. I did everything right. I took vitamins. I painted the nursery. I did everything right and there's no baby. Surgery was the next morning. They removed a tumor the size of a honeydew melon. Pathology came back benign. Emma would live. But something else was gone forever. 3 weeks after surgery, I started investigating Bundle of Joy. I found their Facebook page. Buried in the comments were other stories. They told me boy. My doctor says girl. They said perfect. My OB found a serious heart defect. My wife went 3 times. She lost the baby at 24 weeks. I messaged everyone. 17 people responded with devastating stories. One woman's ectopic pregnancy wasn't caught. Her tube ruptured. She almost died. I brought everything to the state medical board. The owner was Brenda Holloway, 53, former medical assistant who'd lost her license for falsifying records. She'd bought a used ultrasound machine on eBay for $4,700. In 18 months, she'd performed over 2,400 scans at $85 each. Over $200,000 pretending to be a medical professional. When we shut her down, she claimed it was just entertainment. You told my sister she was having a healthy baby. I said, you charged her $40 for a picture of a tumor that could have killed her. Emma testified at trial. I had names picked out. I had conversations with my belly at night. I told that baby everything I hoped for her. Then I found out she was never real. She looked at Brenda. You took $40 from me and gave me a fantasy. All because you wanted money. Brenda got 4 years in prison, plus restitution, plus permanent prohibition from operating any health-related business. The first week after surgery was the hardest. Emma wouldn't eat, wouldn't talk. Her therapist said it was real grief for a child who never existed, but was completely real to her. I stayed 2 weeks making meals she barely touched. 6 months later, I got another invitation to Emma's house. Another party, but this time just yellow flowers, and a small cake that said, welcome home. Emma met me at the door. We have news. Greg was holding a tiny bundle in a yellow blanket. This is Sophie, Emma said, her voice breaking. 3 weeks old. We finalized the adoption yesterday. She took Sophie from Greg. After everything, Dr. Foster said I might have trouble bonding, that I might always feel like something was missing. She looked down at the baby. But when I held her for the first time, I just knew. She's the one. She was always supposed to be ours. I watched my sister hold her daughter, her real daughter, not a fantasy, not a lie, and felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Hope.